Okay, so we are with Stephen Leece. He rides with California Giant Berry Farms, powered by Specialized, and he just won the 2013 USA Amateur Road National Race, and he's got his new jersey on here for us to see. So first I want to ask you a little bit about the race and get right to it. How did you come out with that victory?
It all came down to the final climb, really. The breakaway, the decisive move of the day, went on the fourth time up the climb. But then we worked together well, but in the end it came down to the final climb.
So there's four, you basically climb the same part of the road four times, and on the fourth time you sprung yourself?
Well, we did 6 laps of the course, and on the main climb, the fourth time up, the initial break of 6, and then 8 was formed, and then we got a good gap and maintained it, and a couple guys bridged on the 5th lap, but on the 6th lap, it ended up coming down to the final climb, up to the line.
And then what, you just attacked up that last climb, or?
Yeah, I attacked on the final climb with about 3K to go, and then held it steady to the line. The group kind of exploded, it was every man for himself, and there was 2 parts to the climb, and I just pinned it from the bottom to the top pretty much.
How big of a win is that for your sponsor and your teammates?
It's a very big win. Everyone was excited last night. It was a good time, and it's definitely a big win for the team, a big win for me. It's really important for me as I'm working to get on teams for next year, and it's certainly a good result for the team.
Who was your biggest threats in that race?
Well, there were several teams. Cash Call had a number of riders in the race. It was a large race. There was over 200 riders, I think.
That's a huge field.
Yeah, it was a very large field. And there were actually a number of other strong guys in the breakaway that formed. Schmalz and Cogburn, the rider who was second. There was some firepower in the breakaway, but I played my cards right. I threw everything at the final climb, and I felt that was my best bet, and didn't risk anything. I didn't risk any energy on early moves before that, trying to break away from the group. So, and it ended up working out quite well.
Now, is this? I know you've won a couple other races this year, but not quite as big as this race. I know in Mount Hood you just took 5th. What made this race so different for you tactically? Is this something you've learned? Because you just don't win these type of races unless you're really well conditioned. But I know tactics come down a lot to it. Is this more of a compilation of what you've learned over your cycling career to be able to play out a win like this?
Yeah, I would say it is something like that. It takes a long time to get to know all the players, get to, recognize who's going to be good and who you should follow, who you should go with, and just get a good sense of the group and when it's going to shatter and when the move is going to go and when everyone is feeling kind of tired. And it takes time to be able to recognize all those factors, and that's pretty much what happened yesterday. I saw on the 3rd time up the climb, we went fairly hard, and I felt good, and I saw that the group was stringing out quite a bit, and the elastic was beginning to stretch, and so I figured, okay, it's not going this time, going over the top. It'll probably go next time, and that's what happened. The group, a few guys got a little gap going over the top of the climb, and I jumped across to it, and that was how the move was formed.
Did you have any teammates in that break?
I did not.
Wow.
In fact, no one had any teammates until it was all single riders until Colehouse and another rider or two, I can't remember, bridged.
Wow, that's pretty
And then
impressive. What did you do in your training up to this point? Did you do anything different? I mean, a lot of young
not
riders are going to
particularly.
watch this. They're going to want to know, how this happened and what you did to prepare to win a jersey like that.
Yeah, well, it wasn't anything particularly different than what I've done in the past. Every year, I of course have been like increasing my training loads, increasing my intensity. And for nationals this year, I did a little bit of a taper into it, so reduced the hours a little bit. But otherwise, it was similar intervals, a little bit of motor pacing, I did a little bit of racing right before, just to keep the legs fresh, and went into nationals feeling good.
That's awesome. Tell me a little bit about what's left for you this season as you get to wear that jersey so proudly, and then after this season, what are your plans for next year? What are your goals?
Um, Sorry, again, could you say that
Tell
again?
me about what you have left for you this season, as far as bike racing goes, and then what are your goals really for next year?
For the rest of this season, I'll be doing Cascade in a couple weeks, and after that, I'll be going back over to Europe again with the national team. And so my goals are to do well at both of those trips. My goal for next year is to get onto a pro team. It's always it's a lot of work to talk to the teams and try to find a good place, good fit. But I'm working on it, and hopefully we'll be able to do that.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us on Cycling Illustrated, taking time out of your morning. Do you have anything that you want to add?
Sure, I'd like to thank my team and the great support that I've been getting from them for this year and the past year, and I was very happy to be able to grab a win at the elite race yesterday. And thank the sponsors, of course, Specialized and Osmo and Zip. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, this is
Dinner.
Stephen Leece. He's with California Giant Berry Farms, powered by Specialized, and he's your new amateur road national champion. Spit all that out at once. So congratulations, and I appreciate you doing the interview.
Thank you.